The career revival of misfit quarterbacks is becoming an annual occurrence in the NFL. In 2022, it was Geno Smith, dropping bombs for the Seahawks after sitting on the bench for 6 years. In 2023, it was Baker Mayfield, passing for over 4,000 yards in a Buccaneers uniform after taking scout team reps on the defensive line in Carolina just a year earlier. In 2024, it was Sam Darnold, throwing 35 touchdowns in Minnesota after holding the clipboard in San Francisco. Now, in 2025, it's Daniel Jones, leading the Colts to their first 3-0 start since 2009. Through 3 games, Indianapolis ranks second in the league in points and first in both yards per play and expected points added, or EPA, per play. Daniel Jones ranks second among qualifiers in yards per pass attempt with an average of 9.3, fourth in completion percentage with a rate of 71.6%, and third in passer rating with a rating of 111.7. Less than a year after being benched for Tommy DeVito in New York, Jones's play has done a complete 180. So this week, when I turned on the film, I set out to figure out how this is happening. Uncharacteristic performances in this league are usually attributable to multiple complex factors, and this case is no exception. It's not simply a masterclass in coaching or unprecedented improvement in quarterbacking. It's a combination of the two. So let me start with the environment that Shane Steichen has built for Daniel Jones in Indianapolis, and how the offensive philosophy and play calling tendencies have allowed him to thrive. Everything the Colts do offensively is rooted in the run game. The topic at hand here is Daniel Jones, but it's important to acknowledge how much pressure this run game relieves for the guy handing the ball off. Through 3 games, Indianapolis has the second highest run rate league-wide, and ranks 4th in rushing success rate. The offensive line generates displacement up front with ease. Jonathan Taylor is still one of the league's best backs. The run calls are diverse, each with its own intent. And perhaps most importantly, Steichen's commitment to the run is unwavering. Take a look at this 3-play sequence from the 4th quarter of Indy's Week 2 matchup against Denver. The Colts are down 5 with about 11 minutes left in regulation, starting the drive from their own 9-yard line. On first down, they call duo with jet motion at the snap. The motion takes the safety, Talanoa Hufanga, out of the box, and puts the linebacker, Alex Singleton, out of position. Easy 9 yards for Jonathan Taylor. On second down, they call inside zone, again with jet motion at the snap. Denver has a cleaner response to the motion here, and they hold the run to 2 yards, but that's enough for a conversion. So now you've got 1st and 10 at the 20, after 2 successful run plays. The defense expects another run, so they're going to fire off the ball into their gaps, and that makes this the perfect time to throw a changeup. Steichen calls wham, which tells the offensive line to leave the nose tackle unblocked, and the tight end to seal him inside. The nose, DJ Jones, and the nickel, Jaquan McMillian, both play the run too aggressively, and Jonathan Taylor breaks off a 68-yarder. That 3-play series occurred when the Colts were down in the 4th quarter, illustrating Steichen's commitment to spreading the ball around and relieving pressure from his quarterback, even in high-leverage situations. It's all about creating positive plays on early downs, and Indianapolis does that through both the run and the pass. Daniel Jones thrives when he can operate within the structure of the offense, so Steichen seeks to make the post-snap reads in the passing game simple for Jones, but complicated for the defense. Play-action fakes get front 7 defenders out of position, which can lead to explosive plays for the offense without requiring the quarterback to go through too many progressions. Indianapolis has called play action on 38.7% of Daniel Jones' dropbacks so far this season, which is the 2nd highest play action call rate in the league. And they're not just calling play action for the sake of boosting their play action call rate. There's creativity and intent behind each and every one of these calls. Take this play from Week 2 against Denver as an example. Indianapolis comes out in 12 personnel with 1 running back and 2 tight ends on the field and calls a sail concept off of play action. Usually, sail would look something like this, with a go from number 1, the sail route from number 2, and a flat route from number 3. But to create confusion among the linebackers here, Steichen's design tells Tyler Warren to run the sail route from the backfield. Post-snap, the linebackers don't know what to make of this. It looks like Warren is inserting in the A-gap to lead block on a run play, so they avoid him. By the time they know Daniel Jones still has the ball, Warren is wide open way downfield. Steichen also calls a lot of flood concepts off of wide zone action that generate horizontal displacement up front and give the quarterback a relatively easy 3-level read. Indy called one on their first play from scrimmage in Week 1 against the Dolphins. It tells the offensive line to sell the wide zone run to the right and Jones to sprint out left as Warren flares to the flat, Alec Pierce runs an over route, and Michael Pittman runs the deep clear route. Post-snap, the front 7 get horizontally displaced by the run fake, which gets Warren wide open in the flat for an easy pickup of 14 yards. In Week 3, Steichen added a wrinkle to this design on Indy's first third down in their game against Denver. Usually, it would look like this. The offensive line sells the run fake to the right, Josh Downs clears out the post safety, and Jones targets either Michael Pittman in the flat or Alec Pierce on the over route, depending on how the defense reacts post-snap. But here, Downs runs a corner post against the flow of the concept. Post-snap, Jones sets his feet and fires it deep to Downs for a gain of 29 yards. In his effort to keep Jones comfortable within the structure of the offense, Steichen also emphasizes the quick passing game. Here, Tennessee presents a 2-high safety shell, which will become a Tampa 2 coverage post-snap. And Jones is coached to work this hitch-slant combination between Tyler Warren and Michael Pittman on the front side of the concept. Post-snap, the middle linebacker responsible for the soft spot between the two deep safeties predictably opens his hips to the strong side of the formation. And that opens up space for Michael Pittman over the middle on his in-breaker. Jones keys the hitch to hold the hook curl defender on the weak side, then fires it to Pittman for a 20-yard touchdown. Through 3 games, Jones has gotten rid of the ball in under 2.5 seconds on 50% of his passes, which is tied for the 6th highest quick throw rate in the league. And that isn't just a product of design. Jones has also been quick through his progressions this year, much quicker than he was in New York, often finding his check down on time and creating positive gains when the downfield concept is covered up. Steichen's early down calls get the playmakers open within structure, and those playmakers have proven explosive after the catch. So far this season, the Colts receivers rank 4th in the league in yards after the catch with 386, and 2nd in yards after the catch over expected with plus 82. This well-designed, multiple offense has been extremely successful in avoiding 3rd and long situations. They have the 2nd lowest rate of 3rd and long plays so far this season, and a major factor in that 3rd and long prevention is Daniel Jones' newfound ability to avoid sacks. Now, before I dive deeper into how significant of a development this is in Jones' game, we need to be on the same page about sacks in general. Sacks are one of the worst plays an offense can log in pro football, and they're attributable to the quarterback just as often as the offensive line. From a pure value standpoint, they're almost as bad as interceptions. An early down sack leads to 3rd and long more often than not, and 3rd and longs lead to punts, not to mention the physical toll sacks take on a quarterback. Sacks are drive killers, and they almost killed Daniel Jones' career. He was a statue in New York, sometimes in a good way because he was fearless in the pocket. There are countless examples of him sitting in the pocket and getting hammered after delivering an accurate ball. But there are also countless examples of him sitting in the pocket and getting hammered before he could get the ball out. One of the most overlooked stats in quarterback discourse is PFF's pressure to sack rate, which tracks the rate at which pressures become sacks. In 2023, Jones was pressured 95 times and took 30 sacks, meaning 31.6% of pressures on Jones turned into sacks. That was the 2nd highest pressure to sack rate in the league that year. In 2024, there was noticeable improvement in Jones' ability to avoid sacks, as he was pressured 145 times and took 29 sacks, for a pressure to sack rate of 20%. Still not great, but better. In 2025, Jones has been pressured 34 times and has only taken 2 sacks, posting a pressure to sack rate of just 5.9%. That's the lowest rate in the league by a wide margin. Jones' pocket presence now is night and day compared to 2 or 3 years ago. In Week 2 against Denver, facing one of the best defensive lines in the league, Jones was pressured 19 times, but took just 1 sack. One of those 19 pressures came on this play from early in the first quarter. Denver called a 5-man blitz with match cover 3 behind it, and Indianapolis had a great answer for that call. The concept tells Tyler Warren to run a zig route underneath, occupying the wide corner, and Josh Downs to run an over route from the strong side, which should give him a comfortable leverage advantage over the box safety, Brandon Jones. Post-snap, the 5-man rush gets instant penetration up the middle, but Jones isn't a statue anymore. He sidesteps the pressure while keeping his eyes downfield and flares a missile to Josh Downs on the over route for a gain of 19 yards. Jones now pairs his special arm talent with great senses in the pocket, which is a deadly combination. He's gone from statuesque to elusive over the past couple seasons, and that is the paramount factor that's led to this unthinkable turnaround in the quality of his play. Now the question becomes whether or not this is sustainable. Avoidance of 3rd and long situations has made this offense great, but it also means that Daniel Jones remains untested to an extent. We haven't seen him win in the dropback game on a consistent basis yet because he hasn't needed to. That's likely to change in Week 4 when the Colts go to SoFi to play the Rams. So far this year, Indy has been among the best at avoiding 3rd and longs, but LA has been among the best at forcing 3rd and longs. Through 3 games, the Rams also post the 5th highest pressure rate and the 3rd highest sack rate. This week will be a new test. and I'm not ready to anoint Jones as the Colts' long-term franchise quarterback until he passes. But if Geno Smith taught us anything about these late career breakout quarterbacks, it's to never write them off.